This is not clove mess, as you've probably ascertained. Hi! Welcome to Clove Room. You know I'm trying to film. Hey y'all, welcome to Clove Room. If you hear Dodger chewing a toy in the background, it's because Dodger, my dog, is chewing a toy in the background. This certainly is not clove mess. Obviously, I haven't been posting every day or every other day like I have the last 2 years. And I did get some questions about whether I was doing that this year. And no. No, as it turns out. I wanted to do like maybe a 12 days of clove mess thing. I had it all planned out and was kind of excited. I've had quite a year. It's been quite a ride. 500 life events were crammed into 1 year, and it's been like one struggle after the next. Things are getting better. I'm in a newer job that I really enjoy. I'm not in coffee anymore. I don't really want to share a lot about that job on the channel. I know I talked a lot about the coffee shop on YouTube. That's just because it kind of lended itself better, I felt like, to talking about. And I mean, everyone there had like side gigs and were musicians or artists or going to school and trying to go to grad school, stuff like that. And it was just less of a professional environment. I'm back in an office and kind of back on my somewhat of my original career path, and it's just a little bit more of a professional environment. So it needs a little bit more separation of church and state, of YouTube and work. The one thing I will share, and the challenge that it has presented, is that logistically it's just a lot more difficult because the shop where I worked is really close to my apartment. I'm really close to Dodger, and this new place I work is a pretty far commute, and it's a pretty far commute with Atlanta traffic at rush hour. So like hours of my day are spent in the car. I'm still figuring out how to navigate it, as Tom would say. I'm still trying to figure out how to navigate that space of spending so much time every day commuting and what that does to my ability to do things for myself and do YouTube and stuff like that. Clove mess was just not realistic this year. I was gonna try to kind of like grin and bear it and like get it done, but I also had like kind of a hard Thanksgiving. It just, in general, this year has been, and I really don't think I'm alone in this. I think I'm actually together with a lot of people on this. It's just been an incredibly difficult year. For a lot of reasons. Yeah, clove mess is just not on the table this year. I mean, this is really more of a hobby type thing for me at this point, and something I will enjoy doing. Well, something I'll do when I want to do it, kind of. I mean, I've never been the consistency queen of anything. My brand is usually like sporadic throughout the year, and then December I'm like bam, 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 like really getting it done. Clove mess, but this year it's just not gonna happen. I just really am trying to figure out how to fulfill my basic like hierarchy of needs stuff, like really at the bottom level of the pyramid, trying to figure out how my life can be its best and Dodger's life can be its best. Because that's our priority over here at Clove Room, Cam and Dodger. It's not very sexy over here at Clove Room right now. It's very trying to get by. All of that being said, I could not go without doing this video. This is my, I think now annual. I think you can start saying annual after 3 years, I want to say. Don't ever say first annual. That's like, it's like an old newspaper thing that's ingrained in me, but first annual is no. And I don't think second annual can be a thing either. I'm pretty sure third is when it starts, like you can like say annual. If you want to say something besides first annual, you can say inaugural. Anyway, this is my annual hotness tutorial, how to be hot. Clove room / clove mess tutorial. This video is not like the most popular video I do, but I do feel like it's the most important, and it's one that gets referenced a lot back to me on just helping people and being like a nice kind of slice of the internet and positivity and self-love and all of that. It's my favorite video that I do, probably, I would say, and it's like my best contribution to the beauty zeitgeist. The spin this year is that, perhaps more than anyone watching this, I need the hotness tutorial. My self-confidence was in such a better place last year. This year, for many reasons, has just absolutely torpedoed it. I am not living by my own rules. And because the number one rule of hotness that I will repeat throughout this video, both as a mantra to myself and as something to share in, it's just like the guiding principle of hotness, is that hotness is imminent. Hotness is not something that comes when you weigh a certain amount or have a certain amount of wealth or have a partner or have the house you want or the life you want or the dress size you want or even like the face and attributes that you want. Hotness is imminent. To be hot, you have to be hot now. It can't be 10 pounds later, can't be a partner later, can't be an award at work later. Hotness is now. Because I'm not too emotional. Like, because hotness is, like, you are already hot. I am already hot. The only thing that's stopping us from owning and stepping into our hotness is ourselves and our refusal to believe that it could be now. It could be when you still have under eye bags and you can't, like, maybe afford some of the beauty services you want. Like, I really want laser hair removal and I had to stop doing it this year because I couldn't afford it. That can't stop me. Gaining weight this year cannot stop me from being hot. It doesn't stop me from being hot. Because hotness is an attitude and is a belief in yourself. When you believe it and you walk into a room and know you're hot and are not taking any questions on that, that's when the hotness comes through. And it doesn't really hinge on even your physical appearance, even though also your physical appearance is essential to it. But it's you presenting yourself in the way that makes you feel the best. And to some people that is makeup. To some people that's not any makeup. To some people that's dressing more masculinely. To some people that's dressing more femininely. Or perhaps in between, outside of. The most important part of hotness is it's imminent and it has to be now. And no one can believe that for you. And in fact, the only validation you need is from yourself. Because, by the way, once you start believing it and once you start that self-positive talk... Do I want to start doing my makeup? Yeah. I'm going to at least put these hair clips in. I suffered a knee injury earlier this year. And I was training for a marathon. Some of you may know this if you've been here for a bit. Training for a marathon, and I was pretty active. I played soccer, like rec soccer a lot, and I was running a lot, obviously, to prepare for the marathon. The knee injury was pretty sudden. It happened while I was playing soccer. I didn't stretch properly and it was cold, and I regret it all the time. I've been waiting for it to get better and hoping that it would just get better on its own, but it's going to be a year in March, and it has not. It's gotten better, but I can just feel that it's not what it needs to be. And it just feels unstable. And I have really been avoiding getting help with it because I hate having to get help with things. I hate having to loop people into my life. It's something I'm trying to get better at and realizing that you need other people. But I also hate it because I just really want to be self-sufficient. I really don't want to have to involve people in my life in like that kind of way. I love having like friends and stuff, but having to actually rely upon people and all of that, I don't love. I also have some health anxiety, and I've pushed through that, and I'm really proud of myself. Like, I went to the dentist for the first time last year in a pretty long time. I go to the doctor a lot for HRT and just like trans health stuff, and it's just like a lot for me to have to do that all the time. So like having to add something else. I also had like another random sort of health scare this year that turned out to be nothing, but I already feel like I do all of that enough, and I was really hoping this would be one thing where I wouldn't, like, it would just heal and I could just rest. And it's not even like the weight gain, I suppose. It's also just like so much of my mental health support was in working out and running and playing soccer. Like, it did wonders for my mental health, and now I can't do that, and I haven't been able to do it this year, and that's just like been the worst. It's been awful. And amongst other things that have happened, it's just my self-confidence is really like in the toilet these days. So the good news is I did make an appointment with a sports doctor at the end of this month, because I was like, I've got to, like, this isn't getting better. And I mean, I hope maybe one day I'll be able to like run or play soccer again, because I can do like most daily things and I can go on like long walks and stuff, but I just like notice it nagging, and I don't like have a lot of trust in my body right now. And I felt when I was working out really regularly a lot of trust and like thankfulness and gratitude for my body, and it's been harder this year to have that. However, we're going to snap out of it, and I'm going to give you a tutorial on hotness. And we're snapping back into my self-confident era, because we must. We're going to rely on other people. We're going to trust other people. We are going to access the care we need, if it's even accessible in this healthcare environment we have in this country. I'm in the US. Also, there's been just like so much going on in the world, and not really a bit of it has been very good. And I think it can be easy to kind of lose yourself in that too, and think like, well, what does it matter if I put in an effort because everything's so bad? And as I always say, something just has to matter. Something like you just have to pick something to matter, and I think that can be yourself. I think especially this time of year, which has been so far super hard for me and maybe hard for some of y'all, you have to pick yourself. And I'm kind of choosing myself today. I'm choosing to be hot today. I'm choosing to believe in my hotness, to own my hotness, to love my body as it is, and to feel great about myself. And I hope this will help y'all feel great about yourselves. I feel like I'm about to say like a brand campaign. We're worth it. I think that's like a L'Oreal thing or something, but like not in a L'Oreal way, you know, like we are legitimately worth it, but like not because we buy like $9.99 great cover up color box dye, but because we are human beings, and that really should be enough. Okay, now let's actually get into the makeup instead of me just having a diatribe about my amazing year. I put together this really beautiful little custom palette. I don't do a ton of build my own palettes. I only have one magnetic palette. I really want more. Most of these, like all the square pans over here, are Viseart shades from various quads and palettes and such. I also have a few indie singles over here, and then my very old Glossier almond, oh my god, trichrome? No, monochrome. I have not been doing a lot of lavender looks lately. Lavender is kind of a big part of my brand, a little lavender intrigue, but I will say this year, mostly if I want to feel beautiful, I do like a nice neutral look. I love a neutral brown look. Every time I do something a little bit more colorful, oh, it does not go well for me. But today I kind of want to play around with, maybe we do like smoky brown neutral with a little lavender pop, a little lavender intrigue. Not that I haven't ever done that before, but I just haven't done it in a while. And I think in this pursuit of hotness, let's also think of this video as we are all in pursuit of hotness. Maybe some of y'all's self-confidence is at an all-time high, which I love that for you. That was me last year. But the times changed. Straight line was a lie. This is like us in pursuit of hotness. And I think sometimes we do have to go to the past and say, how did I feel my best? And is there anything I'm not doing that usually helps me feel my best? So I'm going to start with this WESTMAN Atelier liner that I love. This pencil liner. Like I said, I really want like a brown smoky eye with a little lavender intrigue. So I really like using this as a base because so many eyeliners for me just don't blend very well on my eyelids, or they're like a really big struggle, and I have like sensitive eyes, so I feel like I'm like hurting myself trying to blend it out. This eyeliner is by far the easiest to blend that I've ever tried. I mean, it's up there with Victoria Beckham in terms of ease of blend, but I also find it's less pigmented. I've called it like the skin tint of eyeliners before because it just feels like you can get the intensity without so much of like the pigment load, and the blend is so much easier. It does not have like the longevity of a traditional eyeliner because it is like so soft, but I like that trade-off is very much worth it to me because I don't know, most eyeliners just really irritate my eyes and I just cannot get any sort of blend on them. And like some days I'll even just use my fingers and like blend it out on my lash line because it is so easy to blend and just like where it is a very natural thing. But I also love it as a smoky eye base. Maybe let's go into the lavender shades. I haven't used these Viseart lavender shades in kind of a long time, so I'm actually pretty excited to get some use out of them, and I don't know, go back to my lavender roots. Maybe that's why my confidence has been low because I can't run, and also I'm not going back to my lavender roots. I would love to hear how y'all's years have gone, if you can relate, or if there's anything you've done for yourself this year that has really... Ooh, I grabbed way too much of that. Whoa, what was I thinking? Well, okay. Have I ever done eyeshadow before? Maybe not. Yeah, that's more of what I was wanting to do. I like just picked up way too much. Is there anything you've been doing that's been like really helping your self-confidence? I also have just not been great about going to yoga or meditating, and also with yoga, like my favorite types of practices are the more cardio heavy ones, and that's just like not really great for me right now, unfortunately. I cannot believe how, like, I do not remember that shade being that pigmented. Okay, we're gonna try to work this out because I feel like that it did not do what I wanted it to do. Like, it's almost like too intense, but that's okay. I think I already need to add more highlighter, but we can do that. I would also love to hear, like, what's your go-to makeup look for you to feel just like a little bit more snatched, for you to feel a little bit more like yourself, maybe, or even just like style choices you make when you're like, you know what, I need a little bit of a confidence boost, I need to feel hot. What do you do? I would love to hear, because for me it is kind of like a smoky eye and just like really fresh skin. Okay, that's a little bit more in line with what I wanted. Oh, I should zoom you in. Okay, not that much. I think I kind of want to build up the lavender in this area of my eye and then like feather it out more at the edge, because that's kind of like hot and interesting to me. And I'm just patting that on. Also, a sentence I never thought I would say. I picked up a couple of like the newer Morphe eye brushes this year, and they're like the same models as they were like back in their heyday, but it's like different handles and stuff. They're really good. As it turns out, pretty good. Okay, I'm now, something smaller than that. Yeah, I'll go into this. I'm gonna go in, maybe with this, like, I feel like that would be a good, well, I'm not in frame. It's kind of like cool tone, taupey purple shade, I feel like would be like a good thing to bridge a bright lavender and a smoky brown. Yeah. Viseart shades really are just like, I think the shades that lay the best on the eyes. Like if you find powder eyeshadow just almost impossible to wear because they always like make your eyelids look dry, which is something I have happen a lot. Not that there couldn't be a little bit of dryness with Viseart, but like it's really smoothing out my eye, especially that lavender shade. They're just really beautiful shadows, and these shadows are not new, I'll tell you that. I've had them for a while, so we love to see that. I am gonna again go back in with the eyeliner and kind of build up a smoky wing, maybe blend that out a little and then set it with powder shadow. Actually, I'll probably add a shimmer before I do that, but I am gonna like build the initial wing right now. And it doesn't have to be like perfect when you lay it down, actually. What is this? And I don't know, if y'all know of any other eyeliners that have this like softness and blendability, please let me know, because I love this eyeliner so much, but it only comes in 2 shades. And I mean, I guess I would maybe like a black in it, but I really do love this brown shade, but I would also just love other shades, I feel like, but I am so scared to try eyeliners because so often they just don't, they just feel terrible on my eyes, or like are impossible to blend out. And I just do not get along with a lot of them. And I've tried Victoria Beckham liner. I actually put a couple on my Christmas list, just to retry that formula and have a couple of other shades of eyeliner, since that range is a lot more extensive than the Westman Atelier. But I also just like, I love how like not pigmented this is for an eyeliner. That's like really one of its selling points too to me. Okay, I'm gonna put on, Dodger's gonna stop flicking, and I'm gonna put on a shimmer. I think I want to use this one. It's from, I believe, the Koyish palette from Viseart. And it's not going to be the only shimmer we use, but I think it's going to be like the base. I love Viseart shimmers. They are soft, but also still kind of have that scattered effect that I just love, and that transparency. And I think Viseart as a brand, in my opinion, is really overlooked a lot of the time, but I feel like If they are mentioned, it's usually their mattes, which again, I just said, I adore their matte formula. But I think their shimmers, if you have always wanted like a softer option, but you love indie shimmers, but sometimes you want to dial that back, I think look no further than Viseart. I really do think this is such a beautiful formula, and it's just soft and it's great. I think it's beautiful. I do want a little bit more for this look though, so I'm gonna go in. This is actually the Token Shimmer #1 from the Bella Beauté bar, an Original Nudes, I believe it's called, and I'm just gonna tap a little bit of this because a little goes a long way. A little of this on the center of my lid, just to brighten it up and add a little bit more glittery intrigue. I'm also going to see Wicked, so maybe I should have done a Wicked look, but I don't know if pink and green would have fit the hotness challenge. And I'm going to put a little bit in like that inner area of my eyelid. And again, I think we are achieving lavender intrigue, smoky eye, you know? I'm going to go in and set kind of my smoky wing with, actually, well, I'm not going to use that palette. Well, maybe I will. What am I doing? Actually use the palette that I'm using for a mirror for the darker brown. And I am going a little bit messier because I am going to use a Q-tip to clean this all up. If you've ever struggled with wings or having the right shape and you're like, how do people do that? I think there are people who can freehand it and are more talented than me. But the other way people do it, use Q-tips or tape or whatever. I like Q-tip in my cellar water, but some people use like cloths or I don't know. Everyone uses some kind of something different, but don't be afraid to use your tools. It's not cheating. It's just using what's in front of you. Yeah, that is definitely a little messy. So I'm going to go in with, I don't even think this brush has anything on it. It's just a big blender. I'm going to blend this all. Just to put it all together. And what I like to do is I just keep like a travel size bottle of my cellar water, which is great because if I ever travel, I can use this to take off my makeup. I also keep it at my vanity along with some Q-tips, so I can do this if necessary. I'm just gonna create the shape I want. And you can always kind of go back in to make it a little bit more natural. I don't know if it's like the most even, but we'll work on that now. Just softening it up a little. I think that's very pretty, and it's making me happy. The lavender, it's giving me the confidence boost that I need right now. All of this fallout is why I do my eyes first. And I also just like to have the freedom to like clean up the eye look and add to it and stuff as needed before I go onto my base. But I also really loved this because I am a person who used to really enjoy really colorful eyeshadow, and lately that's just not felt like that's me as much and not made me feel super confident. But this is like such a great way of like having that neutral base and then just putting like a little bit of pop like in the inner half of the eye. Really into it. Very cute, very hot. I am going to put on a lip plumper as a little prep. You don't need any of these specific products to feel hot. It's also like intensely personal to you and what you feel the best in. So if you feel the best in like super colorful blue eyeshadow, or if you feel the best in like just like a blanked out lid with like a really dramatic wing, or no eye makeup at all. It's really about learning what makes you feel your best. I don't know. I just feel like there's such a powerful thing about seeing somebody just being and just expressing themselves exactly how they want to, and even if it's not exactly aligned to your taste, there's just like such a power in that I think honestly translates to hotness. I want to do like a pretty glowy, but not like too glowy, lovely little base. I am going to start with this. I mean, I love an illuminator. If you ever need a little extra glow, especially this time of year, I really do love the Rituel Diffuse one. I have a whole Rituel Diffuse brand review. Well, not brand review, but I review a lot of Rituel Diffuse in one of my past videos, and this is by far the highlight of the brand and what I use the most. It just feels, I don't know, a lot of times I roll my eyes at like the skincare and makeup thing because I just want it for makeup, but I will say this time of year, and with my skin has been so dry lately, and it feels like this is like an essential part of my makeup because like there's a beautiful cosmetic element to it with how dewy it makes my skin look, but it also does just make my makeup sit better, I think, because of the skincare properties on it. So I use a lot. I'm gonna be honest, I use a lot. You may not want to use this much, or maybe you do. Maybe play around with it. I think also makeup trends like dewy skin versus matte skin, blush placement, all of that can be really detrimental actually to hotness, because it's fun to experiment with trends and try new things and try out whatever the people on TikTok are doing. But I also feel like you really should be doing, like, if you still love a 2016 beat, do a 2016 beat. It's like it's such a serve. Like a severe brow, a warm smoky eye, like it's hot. Like do that. Don't feel like you have to like conform to trends in order to achieve hotness, because again, I feel like hotness is kind of trend agnostic. It can help inform maybe some of your current choices if they feel good to you, but I also don't think there's anything wrong with just kind of doing whatever you want to do with your makeup. All right, that's like with a ton of the Rituel Defeat product on it. My skin feels so dry, but that's my skin right now. Speaking of Morphe, like we were, I'm gonna just actually put this on top. My skin just feels so dry. I also wanted to talk a little about makeup can be such a, not just makeup, like the beauty industry at large can be such a puzzling thing to figure out how it fits in to your personal hotness journey. Because on one hand, makeup has done wonders for me exploring my gender identity, for me feeling more secure in who I am, for me just feeling like better about myself. Like it really has like unlocked so much for me. Like I don't think, well, I mean, I guess maybe I would have one day, but like watching beauty YouTube was one of like really cracked my egg. Like it really was like, oh, I think I'm trans, because playing with makeup and stuff, it just made me want to play with other, like my gender too. And I guess I was playing with my gender by playing with makeup. And so I have a lot of love for the role that makeup has played in my life, and that's why I love beauty YouTube so much. That's why I love it, like shopping for makeup, and you know, that's also led to some unhealthy things I've talked about before on this channel with my consumption journey. But it can be hard too, because I felt like this year, for kind of the first time, or maybe it was just more apparent, I was really not looking at beauty as like a wonderful like expression of myself. I was looking at it as like, how do I fix myself? I don't know. I feel like that's like the more traditional thing that a lot of women do, right? Is the beauty industry kind of preys upon vulnerabilities and insecurities that are created by like unrealistic portrayals in media and unrealistic expectations. And I just hadn't experienced that really before. Like, I mean, I've had insecurities for sure, but makeup always felt like something really empowering to me. And this year, I think because I wasn't feeling great about myself, and I'm a woman, I'm a trans woman, I just felt that more. I felt that, like, how can I use makeup as a solution to my insecurities? And it's hard because there are things like my facial hair that I want to eradicate, and I feel strongly are just not me. But then there's other parts of me, like my smile lines, and like I have little crinkles under my eyes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'll look at pictures and I'm like, wow, like when I smile, like you can really see like the lines. I don't think that's like something to fix. Like I think some people feel better when they do like maybe get Botox in those areas. It's also hard too, being trans and like trying to figure out self-love while also wanting to change a lot about yourself. Like it's a hard balance to strike, and it's hard to tell when it's happening for like good self-love and like living in your truth reasons, or when it's happening for trying to conform to what a woman is, in my case. Oh my god, I just swallowed that lip plumper. Oh, Okay, we're okay. And I think also if we just realize that all women, or not maybe all, but like this is something that all women can relate to. Like not just cis women, not just trans women, like all women and like femme people having these conversations with themselves and also just kind of society at large on like, am I wanting to do this for, like, am I feeling pressured to get plastic surgery because it's something that's going to help me live more in my truth and make me truly feel more about myself? Or am I doing it because, you know, the trends with like bodies this year have been so dark, honestly. The kind of return to like, I mean, it just reminds me of like my childhood and like the early 2000s and the morality of being as thin as possible. So many times like our experiences as trans women and cis women are like segregated and are like treated as if they're very different journeys. And I go through this, I'm like, I don't think they're very different actually. I mean, I think the mechanics are different and how you get there is different. I mean, I take hormones that cis women take. Being a trans woman is treated as such this like unique niche experience, and it can be in some ways, but I also think it's a lot more relatable to every woman than they may think. And that's something I've kind of realized this year too. Isn't that sad to like want to like get rid of your smile lines? They're called smile lines. They're there because you smile a lot and you're expressive. And to like erase your own history to appear like you haven't lived and experienced all that you've experienced is gnarly. Like, it really is gnarly. And again, if that's like something people really want to do and they feel good about it, then obviously do it. But the way it's been presented as if that's like the right way to age is, yeah, just gnarly. It really is. I've been like into just using like a contour / bronzer for like my cream and not using like a cream bronzer. I guess it's the season to dial back on the bronzer. I'm going to go in with my little WESTMAN Atelier contour. I was talking about while I was doing that. I've been much more into using my hands for my complexion products lately. For like corrector, concealer, foundation, all of it. I just feel like it's so much more skin-like and it looks, I'm just like so annoyed I'm filming. And it just ends up looking so much more as if it's part of my skin and less like it's sitting on top of my skin, I feel like. And I don't know, I really have been enjoying it lately, doing that. And I used to hate using my hands, but I'm kind of into it for complexion products these days. Trend alert. Trend alert. And something I've really been liking doing, I introduced this product in the last video, the Phytosurgence Spectral Shine. I do think this just fits into my makeup routine a lot better than it did when I originally tried it. I also think the formula's better. I think I do remember Jason talking, the owner of Phytosurgence, about shifting formulas at times. And I feel like he said he made some of them easier to pick up. I do just feel like the formula is better too. I feel like it's not like super intuitive to use, but now that I know how to use it, it feels easier to use. It feels easier to, it feels like more gets on the brush and you can kind of feel like you actually know where it's going. And I kind of use this, I don't even know what it would be called, a finishing cream dry highlighter. But I love it on the under eyes. Like on more natural days, I'll almost use this just as like a really like coverage corrector. Dodger wants to play so bad, it's so funny. We'll play after this, I promise. Dodger's like, I want to feel hot. And by hot, I mean I want to play tug of war. And it's just like adds a beautiful glow and a blurring effect. So I really like to use it on my under eyes, my cheeks. I'll even go in down here. And it just like is a veil. It's a beautiful veil. I want to set just a little bit too with a powder, although I like have realized lately I need to cool it a little with the powder because my skin is just leaning so dry these days. So I'm going in with just like a touch of Cloud Set from KOSAS. Dodger. Throwing a fit. Throwing an absolute fit. So dramatic. He looks so cute. Wait. Oh, we'll play after this. I promise. Oh my god, he's the cutest thing in the world. The one good thing that happened this year was Dodger. Well, there are other good things actually, but he's primary, number one good reason. I'm gonna layer over some powder products, like the Gucci bronzer, my beloved. Every time I pull this out, I'm like, why do I ever take a break. But I was taking a break just because I was like, I have to use something else and get some use out of some other products. But like, so good. So good. All right, and now I want to go in with this beautiful Valentino blush. I love this during the winter. It's in the shade 3. It's their Eye to Cheek. It looks like kind of lilac-y, but to me it reads almost like a more really light berry shade on the cheeks. And then it has almost like a warm shift to it. That's really interesting and pretty. I mean, that's very pretty. It's a very pretty cheek. I want to add a little bit of definition to my under eye. Alright, I think what would be pretty with this look is kind of like almost like a neutrally browny berry lip. So I'm going to try to achieve that. Okay, I wasn't necessarily feeling that top, so I wanted to go more cold shoulder. I look great. I look really good, and I feel very hot. You know, it's interesting. I've kind of looked through old content recently, and there are really times where I feel still like I am so behind in my transition, and I look very much still like, man, and like just, I feel really discouraged. Because I've been on HRT for like a couple of years now, probably, well, it'll be 3 next year. But really this past year was the first time I like truly admitted to myself I'm, you know, a binary trans woman and I am transitioning. And I'm, you know, perhaps not in the non-binary camp. And that's just looked and felt different with, again, the expectations like I talked about earlier. And I don't know, when I look back at my content, I realized I have changed a lot and I am a lot more feminine, and I don't know, it's not even about passing to me, it's about me feeling like I'm reflected on the outside. But I do feel like, well, first of all, this is falling down. I do actually feel like I don't know, she's a woman and I look great and I feel very hot. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it helped. Perhaps. And I hope it's just like a reminder that I don't think hotness is something you can buy yourself into. I don't think it's having the right products. Or having the right things, or like I said, like the right weight or anything. I think it's, I mean, it's like so cliche, but it really is owning your power and knowing what that is and being really true to yourself and kind of refusing not to be. And I feel like the genuine people who care about you in your life are going to see that. And it's just going to look different. My hair looks really good today. I feel good. I feel great. This was very helpful to me too. I think to get back on track with kind of the self-confidence journey. So thank you all so much for watching. Do give this video a like if it, do give this video a like if you enjoyed it. It helps me a lot in the wild west. Lord. Talking has been a struggle this video. Wild west of the YouTube algorithm. Hype if you must, I don't know, or don't, it's fine. And subscribe if you want to see future videos. We're gonna be okay, because we're hot. And hot people are okay. Bye. Bye, y'all. Well, I'll give you one more look.